And today we have a reading for you about somebody who is living a pretty disconnected or detached life, and maybe for good reason. But this emperor does not need to be a man, by the way. This emperor is somebody who has been very calculated and strategic in terms of how they invest their time and energy. And with the Ten of Cups in the reverse, I do feel like this would be somebody who doesn't really feel like they belong to a group of people or they fit in. And they may wear that as a badge of honor. I don't need to care what those people think about me because I'm successful. Or I don't need to worry if they, don't laugh at my jokes. That's fine because I have a more expensive car. They are fully on board with the concept of their success and their financial stability defining who they are. Hello, Gracie. How are you doing? So let's call in spirit with a little bit of wind chime time. And I hope you're having a wonderful day so far. If you're interested in a personal reading, I would love to do one for you. My email address is wickedwandstarot@gmail.com. You can find it in the description box along with more information on how to become a member, as well as how to find my Etsy shop if you're interested in a homemade soy candle. Here's what it looks like when you have the little lid on it. It's adorable. It's like a little top hat. Additionally, on my last live stream, as I was saying toodles, as I do, as I was signing off, I did see that somebody had tipped right at the end there. Thank you to Rachel for capturing a screenshot because it actually blurs it out for me so I can't see it. But because I got that screenshot from Rachel, Martine, I do know that I owe you some answers. So I have that written down for her already. And hello to B, how are you doing? I'm here for it, Gracie. I like it. All right. So we have a materialistic individual. Let's dive in and get some more information on that. This is the Tattoo Tarot. What else do we have, please? Five of Wands in the reverse and the Seven of Wands. Six of Cups in the reverse and the Nine of Cups in the reverse. So yeah, this is determination and I don't know, going all in, right? Like this is my passion. This is what I'm going to do. So I'm going to be successful at it. But there's been a cost. I could compare this to the Nicolas Cage movie, The Family Man. I believe that's what it's called. Where he gets a glimpse of what his life would be like if he had prioritized those connections with people over just trying to make as much money as possible. But the Nine of Cups being in the reverse, this can be a card that talks about selfishness or greed. And you may notice that that's like a lot of cups and no people. So there's nobody there to celebrate this emperor when they experience recognition or a win. I hope you're all right, Mario. Hello, Rick. I'm sorry it's not your thing, and I wish you luck on your journey. Judge not, yet ye be judged. Hello, Innocent. How are you doing? We have the Star. The Three of Swords in the reverse and the Two of Swords. There is someone who's going to cross paths with this emperor that changes their perspective and makes them question whether it's time to dedicate more of their energy to relationships and less to the acquisition of things or money. Thank you for liking and subscribing. I appreciate it, Manish. I hope you're having, oh, you said your name is Sarika. I hope you're having a good day. I do personal questions after the general reading, which will be in approximately 30 minutes, with priority to those who tip or donate. And I also like to hide people on my channel that ask ridiculous questions. So come and know. Hello, Louise. How are you doing? Eight of Swords in the reverse. Okay, so feeling very confident in the path that they had chosen. This Emperor has really just focused 100% of their efforts on this being successful path. But now that they have reached that certain level of success, it's like they're looking around and thinking like, what's left for me to conquer? They're going to encounter a person who changes their perspective drastically. You felt like you knew all the rules to the game. You felt like you were safer or better off if you kept everybody at a distance. I'm going to show you the other side of the coin. I'm going to show you what it's like when you actually have somebody that loves you and appreciates you. Hello, Soha. How are you doing? Hey, Manish, please do not demand answers from me. You can enjoy the general reading right now. If you want me to do a personal question or draw cards for you, take a look at what Pearl James or Gracie is doing. You can put your question in a super chat and I will put it on a list for the 35-minute mark, which is in about 29 minutes. But please do not be demanding with me. Hello, Rob. How are you doing? Hello to Mike. I hope you're having a good day. Thank you, Gracie. I'm going to add that for you. Ooh, well, I hope that changes for you. Is it someone else's energy? And I've added that for you. Thank you. Manish, I'm putting you in a little baby timeout. Just 5 minutes, but Manish, I'm asking you to be patient, okay? This is not about you getting your cards read for free, interrupting my general reading, okay? Please be patient. Ah, Martine. Don't judge me on my writing, okay? But I have your question written down from the last live because I saw that it came in right at the last minute. It grays it out when I'm signing off, so I couldn't see it, but thankfully Rachel did a screenshot of it, so I wrote down your question, and that'll be the first one I answer when I'm done with the general reading today. So I'm glad to see you're back. Hello, Carrie. Hello, Danny. What's up? We've got the Nine of Swords, Two of Cups, Temperance in the reverse. Something goes awry. Plans don't go the way that the Emperor was hoping. This could be like, maybe I decided to take a little vacation on their own, right? And then my travel plans get ruined, flight gets canceled, or I end up having to share a taxi with somebody, like the movie with Michelle Pfeiffer. I think it's called One Fine Day. And they're kind of like bristly with each other or not very nice to each other at first, and then they end up warming up to each other. Well, that's perfect timing, Martine. Hello, Robinson. I don't know if you're trying to be insulting, but I'm just fine. Either way, I just ask that you be respectful in the live chat or we're gonna like boot you out, okay? So feel free to put your question in a super chat. I focus on the general reading for the first 35 minutes though, so keep that in mind, please. And I certainly appreciate the likes and the subscribes. So with the Wheel of Fortune in the reverse, this is something that puts the Emperor in a not so great mood. So checking their watch, feeling like it's frustrating or inconvenient. I have a place to be, or I'm supposed to go to this business meeting, and now I'm stuck here. They get stuck with a person who is delightful. The Star is the individual that is sent to this Emperor to open up their mind, teach them a new perspective, and help them to see that there's more to life than making a lot of money, right? What else do we have? Magician in the reverse. The Hanged Man. Six of Swords. Yeah, I feel like this is when the Emperor is traveling, some unforeseen circumstance that they have no control over, basically results in them being stranded. They're stuck with a group of people, and within that group of people, we have the Star, the person who is healed and balanced and can teach this Emperor a little bit about life and love and why it's important to invest in things beyond just the material. Hello, Rachel. How are you doing? Hello, Pedro. How's your day? This is Under the Oak. Page of Swords. Queen of Cups in the reverse. And the Two of Swords in the reverse. Yeah, so there's news that comes in and it upsets this Emperor because it basically means you don't have any choices. You don't have any alternative routes. You are stuck here. Maybe it's a snowstorm. Maybe it's a crazy tornado coming through. But they get stuck. They don't have a way to, remove themselves from the situation. And they end up getting to know this Star. Nine of Pentacles in the reverse and the Wheel. Because the universe has decided, guess what, Emperor? It's time for you to learn about the world. It's time for you to step out of your comfort zone and actually feel connected to a human instead of just focusing on your bank account. You're getting married? Oh, I'm so excited for you, Louise. Congratulations. Hello, Belinda. I hope you're having a good day. Feel free to put a request into a super chat if you would like me to do a personal question for you, but I don't do astrology-based signs very often anymore. Nico, please avoid putting personal information in the comments. And keep in mind, if you would like me to pull some cards for you, to put your question in a super chat. Hello, Subhasha, or Subhashri. I don't know if I said that correctly. I hope I did. Nickel, stop putting your personal information in the live chat, or I will block you. Hello, Caleb. How are you doing? Hello, Trey. How are you doing? So, Gracie, Rachel has the DeRay account, and Carrie is a different moderator. Oh, I have it written down for you, Martine. Rachel screenshotted the super chat that you did at the end of the last reading, so I have it all written down for you. Hello, Jorge. How are you doing? So we have the Hanged Man in the reverse, clarifying the Hanged Man. That's interesting. So the universe is basically saying to this Emperor, we're kind of getting a little bit sick of you feeling like this is the right way to live your life. Life is not about how rich can I get. Life is not about, can I be the most wealthy person in the world? If you think that that is the pursuit that actually matters in life, you're doing it wrong. There's far more depth to life than can you afford the most expensive yacht in the world. So that King of Pentacles being in the reverse, this is about somebody who is materialistic, somebody who feels like the most important thing in the world is to have all of the things. But we have another Six of Cups in the reverse. We had that at the beginning as well, because there's no like friendships, relationships, or connections that help this person to feel like life is worthwhile. So that's why we have a Star individual. And this is someone who would be healed. This is someone who would probably be a bit, they would be unforgettable, right? Someone who is uniquely themselves and capable of being a bit of a muse. Nickel, I'm putting you in a timeout. I've told you multiple times, Nickel, do not put your full personal information in the live chat. That is for your protection, not mine. But also, if you keep asking the same question over and over again, you're only going to irritate me because I've told you how to get your question answered, okay? Okay? No more, Nickel. Hello, Jordan. Jesus loves you too. Let's just not be intolerant in the live chat or you will get bounced from it, okay? Hello, Gautham. How are you doing? What else do we have? I don't even like spam in a can. So we have the Three of Pentacles in the reverse. The Five of Cups in the reverse and the Three of Swords. So it's time for a little bit of disappointment and frustration. Being, you know, stuck in an airport or stuck in a hotel. Probably it's inclement weather that has this relatively wealthy individual, the Emperor, stuck somewhere. And they have to rely on their social abilities, their social, I don't know, man. I don't think they're actually very good at making friends. But because they have this close proximity with the Star, they begin to get a bit amused or delighted by a person instead of only focusing on like the stock market, right? So what starts off as a frustrating situation, a feeling of being stuck during a travel scenario, ends up being a delightful like happenstance, some serendipity that teaches this Emperor the importance of feeling connected and getting to know people around them. So I've been cold. This King of Swords is literally a stone, right? My heart has been basically functional. So it keeps me alive, it keeps me breathing, it pumps the blood, right? But as far as like actually leveraging that to feel connected to other people, I don't need that. So the Six of Pentacles being in the reverse is like, your money doesn't matter. Some things in life, they don't care how rich you are, right? Health, weather. It doesn't matter how much money you have. Sometimes you're just stuck in a blizzard. So with the Chariot, we have some desire from this Emperor to move, to journey, to travel elsewhere, and they are put in a timeout by the universe. The universe is like, no, you need to sit down. We're going to teach you a little lesson here because you feel like the only thing that matters in life is money. Hey y'all, I'm putting you in a baby timeout because I'm not here for the religious judgment, okay? If you would like to come back around and be tolerant, you are welcome to do so. Hello, Rama. How are you doing? FD, is that you? No, my name is Carmen. Rachel, if I had to guess, it's either bots or somebody that has multiple accounts and no hobbies. We have harmony, balance, peace, and happiness. squad. So my life has been peaceful because I haven't had to worry about connecting to other people. I had everything figured out. And then some crazy weather makes me have to consider whether or not I want to feel connected to somebody else, because they realize this star is somebody that they enjoy connecting to. So going back to my life of being on my own and being isolated, it seems cold now. Ghost, no closure, cowardice, disappearing act, SOS, distress, act with urgency, assistance needed. Normally, I walk out on people. Normally, I don't want to have that closeness or, depend on anybody. But because there is this emergency, because there is some sort of inclement weather or a car that breaks down, I don't have any choice. I'm stuck getting to know this person. And it's because of the universe. Entirely possible. What else do we have? Turnt, party animal, physical intimacy, substances, alcohol, surface pleasures, machismo, pride, toxic masculinity, meeting manly expectations. This is making it a little bit more likely that we have an emperor who is a man. But I want to remind you that that masculine energy is something that we all possess, regardless of your gender. We all have masculine and feminine energy within us. So even though we have this machismo card, we could have a woman who has been in masculine energy, swearing off dating, not interested in friendships, because at least I know I can trust Benjamin Franklin, right? Money. But this party energy, this is someone who feels like the happiness that they need or the break that they need from work is really just party, surface level. I don't want anybody to know who I actually am. Hello, Raziel. How are you doing? Hello, Eyes of Cree. I hope you're having a good day. So there's this judgment placed on everybody else by this emperor because there has been some negative energy in the past or a lack of forgiveness in terms of like an ex or maybe even family connections, where I build a wall around me and I don't let anybody get to know me because I don't trust anybody. And yet when they encounter this star, very healed person, I think they fall for them. Yes, they fall for them. All right, so this is the Romani Tarot. What else? Hello, BMF. I hope you're having a good day. The Hanged Man, or the Hanged Rabbit, in reverse. And the Seven of Koros, or Seven of Cups, in the reverse. You have avoided every opportunity or like sidestepped every chance to learn about what really matters in life. So the universe is going to make it so that you don't have access to travel away or to move away from this lesson we want you to learn. That yes, it's wonderful that you've been able to find work that is gratifying for you, but life is not only about money. There is more here for you to understand about yourself and to feel connected. Queen of Koshis, or staves, which would be the Queen of Wands. So the Queen of Wands in the reverse indicates insecurity. We have someone who feels like connecting with another person, it's just a matter of time before things go wrong. So why would I ever trust someone else? And the universe is saying, well, here, we're going to put somebody who's very trustworthy and very delightful in your path so that you realize that walking away or being solitary is not always the answer. That you may actually lose out on what you want if you are only focused on greedy ventures. Money, money, money. Hello. I'm so tempted to call you Gautier. I'm going to call you Got. Please keep in mind, I really don't like it when people use all capitalized letters. Congratulations to the Knicks, but let's chill, eh? We have the Devil and the Sun. With the Five of Shivs or the Five of Knives, the swords. So, obsession over money and being too much in that masculine energy, because the Sun is associated with masculine energy. So as a result, we have someone who's running into a person with feminine energy. I would argue the star has both feminine and masculine energy in balance, and that's what's so intriguing for this Emperor energy to encounter. So we have the Moon in reverse. Suspicious energy. I see other people around me and I automatically assume they want to take something from me or they're not trustworthy. Not the star. The Emperor is going to find out that this star energy is actually lovable and trustworthy. Three of Coros or Three of Cups. You cannot fully appreciate what life is about if you isolate completely from everybody else. Thank you, Lee. I hope you're having a good day. Hello, spiritual healer. Hello, earth angel. I'm adding that for you, Lee. Thank you. What else do we have? Well, Lovers. And the World in the reverse. So the Emperor's world gets turned upside down and they start to question how much they need to change their life because they have been too focused on money. This heavy masculine energy has not left enough space in their heart for that ability to connect to somebody in a meaningful way. So the universe is like, okay, now that you're stuck and you can't like avoid this person, I'm going to like hand deliver this person who is incredible and amazing and will teach you need to be aware of more in life, you know? Thank you, Earth Angel. I appreciate that. Hello, Tanya. I hope you're having a good day. Hello, Emmett. How's your weekend? We have the King of Coros or King of Cups in the reverse. Someone who feels like being restrained or reserved, not emotional, that is like the peak human condition. They don't want to have that emotional side of themselves because they feel like that's what they need to avoid in order to be happy. If I feel something for someone else, then that is a weakness. Four of Shivs or Four of Knives. Healing energy, but also solitary energy. So this is at once a reference to the Emperor and to the star energy. For the Emperor, everything in life is easier if I don't have to count on anybody else. If I'm on my own, nobody can break my heart. And the Star's power comes from, but I heal from the times that people betray me. I understand and appreciate the risk inherent with an emotional connection, but I'm not scared of it. And the Emperor is like, scared? I'm not scared of anything. I'm smart. I'm protecting myself from people. And the Star, I think, is basically saying, yeah, I'm sure. But from where I'm standing, you're a scaredy cat. You don't want to let people in because you assume that you can't deal with the emotions of a heartbreak. I, on the other hand, have power over my emotions. I understand what it is to be hurt, and that I am strong enough to work through that and still be happy and alive. I don't hide from it, right? Hello, Farah. How are you doing? Hello, MKG. What's up? So I do feel like there's a little bit of playfulness in calling out this Emperor, like, are you scared? You gotta hide over there and avoid all the other people because you might get hurt? Not me. I get hurt and then I get over it. Or I learn from the pain. I learn from the loss. King of Wheels, King of Bowlers, which is the King of Pentacles energy. I know how to maintain balance in my life, even though I take risks emotionally, or I allow myself to trust people. And if you're over there just avoiding all of those connections altogether, you're just scared. It's like taunting, but in an amusing way. Yes, I think that's entirely possible, or at least that they keep everybody at a distance, right? So this is the Dead Inside deck. Said yes when you meant HE double hockey sticks no. Resentment and self-betrayal. Sure, sounds great. This Emperor doesn't like to connect to anybody. I am cold and unfeeling. I don't want to know anything about how great it might be to spend time with you. I want to be self-reliant. Avoiding eye contact like a pro. Don't look at me. Don't look into my soul. I want to be on my own, and I don't want anyone to feel like they know me. So there's discomfort in social situations. Blocked, cut off, disbelief, avoidance. I don't want to get to know anybody. I don't want anybody to know me. My heart is locked away, and you don't get to have the key. Ooh, that rhymed. I didn't plan it, you guys. Well, I hope you get a meaningful experience. What else do we have? Ooh. Laughing through the pain, humor as a shield and disguise. The thing the Emperor is going to start to realize is that even when they keep people away or at a distance or keep disconnected from others, they still feel the pain. It is not a guarantee that you will have no heartbreak or disappointment or sense of betrayal just because you keep people at a distance. So the Star is sent to the Emperor to teach them the only way to really get through this thing we call life is finding a balance between that masculine and feminine energy, that ability to be on your own and happy, but a lack of fear of love so that you can experience those things. Even your spirit guide quit. Disillusionment and abandonment. See the little ghost over here saying, bruh, what are you doing? All you care about is money. That's such an empty, vacuous existence. This is the William Blake Tarot. I'm going to pull just one or two, maybe three cards, and then we got to start with those personal questions, okay? Hello, Art. How are you doing? Ooh, excuse me. So this Emperor is more comfortable with physical intimacy than emotional intimacy. We cannot experience pleasure but by means of others. And this star is teaching them the importance of being vulnerable, what it means to trust and find that you've trusted the right person. Child of poetry, I found them blind, I taught them how to see. He's wearing shorts, so I think I'm okay to not cover him up. The star is showing up in the Emperor's life to teach the importance of love, perhaps self-love, as well as like being open to trusting other people in love. Swiftness. Time is the mercy of eternity. Without time's swiftness, which is the swiftest of all things, all were eternal torment. So in the blink of an eye, this Emperor is taught the beauty of love. I'm seeing in my mind, even though it's like a little bit different, obviously, the scenario, Bart Simpson in The Simpsons being like tied up, eyes kept open so that he would, no, I think it was Santa's little helper. It was the dog, wasn't it? So that the dog would get more ferocious. This Emperor is having a similar, like, I'm stuck, I can't go anywhere. And the universe is like, look, this is what love is like. This is what you are denying yourself because you are so focused on money. All right, let's dive into personal questions. We've got Martine first, and then Gracie, and then Lee. I'm glad to hear that, Art. So for Martine, how would James cause me confusion and conflict? How would James cause confusion and conflict for Martine? Wow. Hermit in the reverse and the Hierophant in the reverse. Because James seems to have a lack of moral grounding, right? What am I willing to do and what is a line that I will not cross? And willful ignorance, right? With the Hermit in the reverse. This means that James is mercurial or difficult to predict. So causing confusion and conflict for you through saying one thing and doing another, or being an unreliable energy. So it's not even just I'm going to disappoint you every single time I make a promise. It's more likely I'll make 5 promises and I'll keep 1, maybe even 2, so that you don't really know whether or not you can trust me, because sometimes I'm going to be reliable. Sometimes I'm going to actually do what I said. Thank you, Gracie. Let me add that for you. Does Jay still have the Superman toy? I got. I've added that for you. Thank you, Gracie. Interesting. Hello, Edwin. How are you doing? How will James cause issues for Martine legally? I see some issues pertaining to a living situation. So trying to get a better decision regarding perhaps the child, or trying to get some sort of financial benefit. I don't know how things differ where you are, But for example, here there might be somebody who claims a child as a dependent and the other parent cannot. There are battles here that seem to be associated with living situation and finances that James will try to take advantage of. With this King of Swords in the reverse, this is like, I will distort reality or I will lie about what's going on in terms of the child in order to be like at an advantage. So documentation is the takeaway here. Make sure that you keep all of the documents that are important and add to them by notating or like emailing yourself so there's a timestamp. Any kind of payments or comments made even, because I feel like your ability to document your encounters or document what has gone on or transpired renders whatever he might lie about completely useless. I don't know so much as like abandon. I think it's more so like trying to claim things that are not true in order to get a better financial situation or to disadvantage you. I don't know that it'd be necessarily forcing. Would it be forcing Martine to move? No. Nope, it's just like regarding financial, maybe even trying to make you look like the bad guy to get other people like family members or government to look favorably and give money to your ex. That kind of thing. Yeah, opportunity. So this is someone who takes, and it's never enough. So what is the advice for me to move forward so I stay focused on myself and my son? What is the advice for Martine to stay focused? Judgment in the reverse, Empress, Queen of Cups, Knight of Wands in the reverse, Queen of Swords. There will be moments where you are tempted to make a quick, like a snap decision on something regarding you or your child. And this is saying it's very important for you to like double check legal protections and the right way to do what you need to do. You may even benefit from having a lawyer. I don't think you need a lawyer all the time, but if it's a particularly stressful situation, there may be a consult that you do down the line. Try to remove emotion from decisions that you must make regarding handouts to your ex, because I do feel like this is somebody who is constantly looking for a way to manipulate people around him to get financial support and not have to do what he should be doing for himself. Justice and the Knight of Cups. So if there is a way to get someone to feel bad for him, including you, he will lie in order to get that money or get that advantage. Anything else for Martine, please? There will be a time where you realize that the best thing for you to do is to move elsewhere. You may be very comfortable in a particular county or neighborhood, and if he knows that about you, it may be a negative thing. But I see you being able to move and find a different place to make your home and having fewer issues or encounters with him. Yes, that's excellent advice. Justice is saying that if there's a way to use the law against you, he will try to do that. But I feel like the law is mostly on your side. That's why it's so important to document. So if you have clear documentation on what's been going on, then you're good. But I do feel like the moving away is an important step for you. So If you all don't mind sending some protective energy towards Martine in the live chat, I really do appreciate that. Martine, I think it's going to go well because he underestimates you and you're quite smart. But you have protective energy around you and you have intelligence on your side. All right, let's see what we've got for Gracie. And thank you, Martine, for being patient and coming back at the right time for your question. All right, so for Gracie, we have, is it someone else's energy that is causing this like negative or like feeling down? No, it is your own energy. There is something here that you have been thinking about over and over again that needs to be dealt with. So for me, quite often, if I want to process or like expel some energy, I will write a letter, even if I have no intention of giving that letter to the person that I'm writing to, or I will create some art to get that expression or that emotion out of me. This is saying you need to do something to actually process the emotion, probably pertaining to Jay, to reclaim that magical energy that you possess, because right now it's like mixed with someone else's energy because you are thinking about that person too much. So I don't know if you want to do like a cutting of the cord or, you know, burn some notes about this person, but you do need to let go of someone that you keep thinking about. So you're thinking about someone else, and in that way it's their energy, but it's because you keep coming back to that same well. That is the issue. Princess of Pentacles, Page of Pentacles in the reverse. Seven of Pentacles in the reverse, King of Swords. So it is because it is your choice to continue to think about somebody who does not deserve to be in your energy that you are feeling down. The universe wants you to purge and process this instead of being like content to like roll around in it, right? Hello, Dizzy, how are you doing? Hello, Anik, how are you doing? I hope I said that right. Sorry if I didn't. Hello, spiritual healer. Hello, Moon. What's up? Yeah, what's going on, Moon? So Gracie's second question is, does Jay still have the Superman toy that I got? Does Jay still have? No. I feel like it was lost. So is he upset about not having it? Yeah. He feels upset about not having it, but he was careless with it. Will he find it again someday? He might find it again. So in other words, it might be like quote unquote lost, but it's really like, you know, in the back of his closet, something like that. But if you were to ask like, hey, do you have that? It would be like, no, I don't think so. Hello, Jamike, how are you doing? So with the Seven of Wands, this is just another heads up that it is important to try to walk away from the obsessive energy with Jay. That is, especially if it's a twin flame connection. I think we talked about that one day. The important, like the purpose of that twin flame journey is to help you to realize that there needs to be more than love in order for a connection to work. It can be the deepest of spiritual connections, but if there is not a desire to work on oneself and to hold oneself accountable, then you need to have the strength to walk away from it. So it could be part of the reason he lost that toy, to make that connection less prevalent, right? Hello, Andrew. How are you doing? Yes, Martine, generally speaking, if you have more questions to add, I would put that in a super chat, but because there was that delay between the live streams, I will do that for you this time, okay? So we've got Gracie's questions done, and we'll just grab one from the miniature OG. Will the restraining order against Martine's ex James work? Will the restraining order against Martine's ex James work? No. Knight of Swords in the reverse. I feel like it exacerbates the situation or makes it worse. So with Judgment here, this is saying you need to do more than that, which if you're moving away, do not tell people how to find you. Do not let people who you have in common with him know where you are. So it's better to remove yourself from the situation and have like a veil of secrecy that protects you from him than relying on the law enforcement or his fear of law enforcement. You have to take matters into your own hands and go elsewhere. So the restraining order would likely just anger him and make him feel like he needs to do something else to mess with you. The better thing to do is to be very, very selective on who knows where you are and not let that get to him. Yeah, I don't think it would work. And I am sorry that that is the case, but I think you're smart enough to find the right way to deal with that situation. I very much so will be keeping you in my prayers, Martine, and wishing you like more protective energy. But one thing that I do is imagine a white shield around my place of residence, and I focus on that getting like thicker or less transparent. So if you would like to do that, I would do that. Okay. Let me add that, Gracie. And then Lee, you are up next. Will I get a proper what? Proper answer, okay. Will I get proper answer? Or do you mean from Jay? Gracie, do you mean like a proper answer from Jay regarding these things? I'm going to do Lee's answer and then check the live chat, but I just want to make sure I'm approaching that question the right way. But one thing I will say is a mark of maturity and strength is getting to a point where you accept not knowing what's going on with that connection with somebody who is an unpredictable and unhealed energy. You know, you can use a pendulum, you can use tarot cards, you can consult Zoran, but knowing that you have the ability to accept a non-answer is you healing from that connection. From Jay. Okay. I got you. Thank you, Earth Angel. I appreciate that. Yes, thank you everyone for liking and subscribing. That means a lot to me. All right. So for Lee, what message do we have? What does Lee need to know, please? Is this regarding the hubby? So regarding your current partner or the hubby, we have some discontented energy or some frustration, some feeling of, you know, distance, right? Spiritual healer, let me know what your question is. And if I may be so bold to ask, please include that in your super chat going forward. Current energy on the new boo. And for Lee, thank you, Lee. Ah, okay, that's why this is coming through. What did he think? So Lee, I will do your two questions together. Yeah, no, that's, so we have the Hierophant, which is the card that talks about high-level connections or relationships such as marriage, and then the Ten of Cups in the reverse. So this is like saying someone feels like they're getting kicked out or someone feels disconnected, and yet with this Two of Cups, it's like, I feel regret. And I feel like this is the husband. But you know, you've given time. It's like, I've tried to communicate about this. I've tried to reconnect. I've tried to figure out how to make this right. I feel like he's going to try to do what he can to improve upon the relationship after this. It's like too little, too late kind of energy. So Two of Swords in the reverse. Yeah, I feel like you already look at this as there's nothing to do. I don't know how we could try to work this out when I've already asked you to and you didn't seem to care at that point. So this Emperor energy, this is actually your energy. Heavy on the masculine energy because you know it's time for you to pack up and go start something different. That feminine, softer energy that you wanted to be able to have with him or embody, you can't rely on him to be the masculine, so you have to take on that masculine energy. Which a lot of women feel like they have to do. Like, you're not being the provider or you're not being an equal partner here, so I feel like I have to do everything. So with the Hermit in the reverse, Page of Swords in the reverse, and the Page of Wands in the reverse, I'm just picking up on a lost and not willing to heal energy from your husband. Page of Swords in the reverse, Page of Wands in the reverse. Very, like, what's the word? Not wanting to see the reality of the situation, disconnected or even a little bit deluded. Like, I know it's bad, but it's not that bad. Surely I can, like, convince you to change your mind. But you gave this person chances. You gave him opportunities to change. So how does he feel? Like, okay, I'll go. Like, I'm walking away, but I'm looking over my shoulder at you. Seven of Wands in the reverse, realizing it's my fault that we got to this point, but I don't want it to be over yet. So is he going to make it difficult? Yeah, he's going to make it difficult. He's going to have some choice words, but I feel like it takes a while. So it's like I'll be quiet or I won't say much. I'm going to try to figure out just how bad it is, and then I'm going to be mad and throw like a little fit I'm seeing the dude from Napoleon Dynamite where he kicks the locker, you know? A little bit of immature energy. And then it goes back to, I'm trying to make peace with you. I don't want you to go. So very indecisive and like inconsistent energy. Like, fine, screw you too. Wait, come back. Can't we like work on this? And that's why things aren't changing, because he needs that consistent energy, focus on making things better. But instead he has this like kind of immature, reactive, like kind of energy. That ain't gonna work. All right, so what else does Lee need to know, please? Five of Pentacles. There's you walking away. Your walking away leads to a better chapter in your life, a more peaceful existence, and allows for you to be more successful. I see you being able to have greater control over finances and your own health and happiness, because it's not tied up to somebody who's inconsistent. So we have Ace of Cups in the reverse. This relationship was semi-doomed because your husband doesn't love himself. Your husband doesn't love himself. And that means loving you was like a play. So I can put on an act for a little bit, but then my immaturity or my insecurity comes out to play and ruins your day. When he figures out how to actually love himself and feel like he is deserving of love, then he can be in a healthy relationship. But as of right now, this is a very like 19-year-old mindset. Inconsistent and a bit ignorant. I'm sorry if that's rude, but I need to know myself. I need to love myself before I can give that loving energy to somebody else. Okay, Fishin, are you all right? And thank you, Dizzy. I appreciate that. Lee, I'm going to be keeping you in my prayers as well. Sending you protective energy, but I feel like you're on the right track. Things are going to get easier and better for you. Hello, Urban Walker. How are you doing? Yes, I think you're right about that. We shouldn't have to be, secretive, but the reality is that sometimes you do have to anticipate people being petty and vindictive. But you got a smart head on your shoulders. You're going to be able to figure this out. And I think it'll be a better environment for Sage as well. All right, let's see what we've got for spiritual healer. Oh, wait, no, sorry, it's Gracie and then spiritual healer. Will I get a proper answer from Jay for all of these things with Jay? Will Gracie get a proper answer from Jay regarding all these things? Yes. Nine of Wands. There's defensive energy here. Like, I don't know if I really want to be honest or vulnerable with you. So it's like it's at the last minute. The way I'm seeing it is like one of those game shows where you have to answer as much as you can before the buzzer. He waits until the very end. He waits until like the buzzer is just about to happen. So it's like, I have all these questions. I want to know these answers. And you wait until the very last possible moment and you're like, yes, I love you. Yes, I miss you. Yes, I know I was wrong. Yes, blah, 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 blah. It's like scrunched up and not in depth because he has to rush through it. And I feel like when he finally gives you these answers, you're over here like, I don't even know if I care anymore. How long has it been? How long did it take you to finally be able to answer these questions, or like dig within and understand enough to be able to forgive something, or understand something, or accept accountability for something? I feel like you're going to be at the point where you're like, good for you. I guess you figured it out, but like, I'm over here with stains. The person, right? Or someone else. I feel like it's too little too late when he finally figures it out. And then we've got the Master in the reverse. I'm going to tell you this. The Master is the devil, right? That is the card that talks about fear and codependence and obsession. And I do feel like there is a little bit of a concern here that this love or this connection can be about obsession, and he stokes that fire. He wants you to be obsessed so that you continue to feel like he's the only one for you, even if he's not actually working on himself. But you get to a point where you're like, obsessed with what? Being disappointed? Obsessed with what? Somebody who doesn't know themselves? Nah. I'm more obsessed with this Tres Leches cake. I'm more obsessed with this new album from Tove Lo. Like, I feel like you release this, you let go of this connection, and that's when he's like, but wait, well, I figured out all those answers. I'm glad you figured that out for yourself, but you should have figured it out earlier on. You should have prioritized that healing instead of running away from it. Because the problem is, if an unhealed energy, it does not have to be a man, right? If an unhealed energy feels like your love for them is so strong that you would never leave, many times that person gets emboldened. Like, okay, well, if you love me when I'm not treating you right, then what motivation do I have for actually learning how to treat you right? You still be here. And then they realize too late that actually you do have self-respect. You have the ability to remove yourself from a situation when the love is just like toxic fumes. This Knight of Potions is the Knight of Cups, and that can be the person who waxes poetic or daydreams or future builds about something that could happen for the two of you, but doesn't take action towards those things. If I tell you that I would love to be married to you someday, but then I never actually go buy a ring, or I never actually date you or stop talking to other people, then like, what did that actually mean? It was just, I did it off screen, but I think you know what I did, what gesture I did. So you get these answers, but I feel like it's after you have been shown what a real love energy is like by someone else. And it could be you showing love to yourself. It could be you having respect for yourself to walk away from that. If someone needs to lose you in order to know that they love you, that's immature. Okay, so we've got Spiritual Healer up next. Seeing the new boo tonight. I hope it goes well for you. What is the current energy or the current thoughts from Spiritual Healer's new boo towards Spiritual Healer, please? Hello, Indra. How are you doing? You're so welcome, Gracie. Two of Wands. Ooh. Two of Wands with the Hierophant. And the Six of Cups. This is someone who is thinking about what needs to change in order for you to be a more permanent fixture in their life. I feel drawn to you, I feel connected to you, and I want to make space for you in my life. So is this thinking about exclusivity? Yes. So yes, I'm attracted to you physically. Yes, I enjoy spending my time with you. And it makes me want more of you. It makes me want to get serious about it because you make me happy. So it's not very common that on the Sun card we have a gong. Doom. Oh, wait. I have something for this. I feel like there is a sense of comfort and excitement, which is a powerful combination for you, or anyone for that matter. And I think I could be happy with this person. I think there's something real between us. So what do I need to do to express that? And would I be met with agreement? Would you feel the same way? There is a little bit of hesitation here. How do I say this? How do I pursue this? And is it too soon? Am I feeling things before you do? Or is this what you want as well? So there could be some shyness that you see with your new boo that you have not seen before, or even like second guessing what the plans are for the date, because it's like, I want to make sure that you know I want to keep you. Oh, absolutely, Gracie. Hello, Jake. Thank you, but I much prefer compliments that are nothing to do with my looks. Or, you know, you don't have to compliment me at all. Indra, thank you for the tip. Let me add that for you. Please put your questions in the super chat, Indra. You can shorthand it if you want, like next few months and obstacles. It's just so much easier for me when it's in the super chat, okay? All right. So anything else regarding spiritual healers, new boo? Tower in the reverse. Ten of Swords in the reverse. Wheel of Fortune. So there's something difficult that happens outside of your relationship or your connection with your new boo that makes it all the more clear that you are like their solace, or this is who I want to be around when things are great and when things are like a little bit less than great. You offer support or a sense of calm in a difficult situation or an anxiety-inducing situation, and it makes it that much clearer, like, this is my person. This is who I want to be with. And Gracie's F is N interested in me. I've added that for you. Thank you, Gracie. All right, let's see what we've got for Indra. We'll go with the Morgan Greer. What is coming up in the next few months for Indra, please? What is coming up for Indra in the next few months, please? Nine of Cups, 10 of Cups, 8 of Swords in the reverse. If you allow it, Indra, you have a romantic wish come true. And I think you know what I mean by that. You gotta let go of the ex. Bye-bye. Adios. There's no more us. If you let go of this ex, you reclaim that energy and you are manifesting in a love of your life. 8 of Swords in the reverse. The blinders are taken off. You're not focusing on the wrong direction. and you have this person who enables you to see what love should actually be. So I do feel like it's important for you to block your ex and not have to be like trying to dissect what that person wants from you or how they're thinking or what they want. And then you're able to actually get a romantic offer that you want. Knight of Wands. This comes in quickly after you release or cut the cord from your ex. Just make sure you're focusing on forgiveness and letting go of those things. Queen of Wands in the reverse. Your ex is going to be jealous. This is part of the reason it's important for you to block your ex and be cautious what you share in social media venue or mediums, like where your ex could find out information about your new person. Because I'm gonna tell you right now, if your ex finds out about a new romance in your life, your ex is going to do this. I'm going to spy on you, I'm gonna take notes, and I might message your new person and be like, that's my person. Or let me ask, is it possible the ex would make up information in order to end the relationship? Yes. If you keep your ex in your life, your ex will be doing whatever it takes to keep you away from other people because she views you as hers and you are not hers. Block, 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 block. And then need to know basis. Who needs to know that you're in a relationship and who needs to know what your new person looks like? Because your ex doesn't need to know that. Nope, not her information. And if she finds out, she's going to try to do something to mess with it. So your intuition will guide you. But there is a new person, a new love that is meant to show up in your life. And you got to keep that away from your ex. Hey, goat. Try making a comment again, only this time show that you're capable of being respectful. I dare you. Do you have the cojones? Because there ain't nobody under here, and you are not welcome. All right. Don't tempt me, goat. I will insult you so fast that your head will spin. And I don't like embarrassing people on YouTube, but I will. Uh-huh. All right. Indra, I wish you luck. Stay away from the ex. Aw, I see that you don't know how to be respectful. It's okay, goat. I should have known that from your username. All right, so we got Gracie with the Marseille Cat Tarot. Is N interested in Gracie? Is N interested in Gracie? I'm gonna... So, Rachel, will you check to see if yours is superseding mine? Because I don't want Bill Cosby back here. I want him to be hidden. All right. Is N interested in Gracie? Ooh, did you hear that? I feel like this is one of those things where initially there is concern over social dynamics. Is there an ex of yours or an ex of theirs that could cause drama? Because initially we have the Six of Swords in the reverse, and then we have the Ace of Swords. So it's like, if I feel like it's not going to cause problems amongst friends, or if I feel like it's not going to cause problems amongst coworkers, then yeah, I'm interested. But there's this like respectful level here, right? Where I want to make sure that we can pursue something without feeling like we have to lie about it, right? But I feel like N has been hiding a crush on you because it's like, I don't want to cause problems with somebody at work or with a friend that we have in common. Hello, Kim. How are you doing? Hello, Erin. I hope you're having a good day. And what's N's energy like? Ooh, Two of Pentacles in the reverse. A little bit of work that needs to be done. Is this emotional instability? Financial? So N has a little bit of work that needs to be done regarding financial security. There could be some risk of codependent energy. So maybe if N is slow to reveal a crush on you, that works out for the best. And there's opportunity for N to work on those things that need to be worked upon, right? So with the Five of Cups in the reverse, do not chase this person. Do not ask if they like you. Allow that to unfold naturally. And I feel like Stains is maybe a better option for you. All right, I'm going to leave it there. I love you all. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Thank you for the flower, Wiser. Thank you, Rachel. I appreciate you. Thank you for liking. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for hyping the video if you're able to. And thank you for checking out my candles in the description box. I will